Welcome to the Dying to Know More podcast. I'm Ashley Haugen, and today we are diving into coffins versus caskets. Okay, so what's the difference? You've likely heard the phrases used interchangeably, but are they the same thing? No, they are not. Indeed, they are different, so let's discuss. Even though both terms refer to containers used to house the deceased, they're not actually the same thing, and the differences come down to a few things. So we'll start with coffins. You likely think of coffins when you think of like Dracula or Halloween decorations. They have that sort of spooky vibe. The word coffin is actually defined as a box or chest for burying a corpse. And they usually have 6 or 8 sides. They're wider at the shoulders, a little narrower at the head and the feet. And that is to kind of match the natural shape of the human body. Their lids are removable, but they are not hinged like caskets. Most often, they're made of wood. They do not have handles for carrying. So essentially, they're basically just a simple option, less ornate and therefore less expensive. Now, caskets are a little different. The term casket originally meant small box for jewels or valuables. And in the mid 19th century, funeral directors in the US started using the word casket to describe burial containers. In fact, if you look up the definition of casket, it says a usually fancy coffin. So the word itself, casket, sounds a little less grim than the word coffin. And so, in essence, that was a marketing move. Families felt more comfortable using something called a casket versus a coffin, and that really boded well for funeral homes. And here's why: the casket is typically rectangular, 4 sides, a hinged lid. You can lift the lid either halfway or completely. I'm sure you've seen at funerals. If you've gone to one where they have an open casket, you can see sometimes it's completely open, other times it's halfway open. Um, they also have handles so they can be transported. They may be made of wood or metal. They've got pretty plush interiors. So they're essentially more ornate and more elegant. And with that, obviously, comes a higher price tag. Caskets are the most common option in North America, though you can still get a coffin. And thanks to the Federal Trade Commission's funeral rule, a funeral home is legally required to use it. You can even build your own coffin if you want, and they'll have to use it. So, to quickly recap, coffins, 6 or 8 sides, older term, more common historically in Europe, less ornate and therefore less expensive. Caskets come with 4 sides, rectangular, largely used in America. And because they're more ornate, they are more expensive. And there you have it. That's it for today's episode. Don't forget to subscribe so you can keep up with Dying to Know More. I'm Ashley Haugen. Thanks for listening.